Hi, I'm here to go over some key points on physiology of vision, as well as some pathologies, administer a quick vision test, and end with a neat trick. It might not necessarily be in that order, but I will definitely end with a neat trick. I'm going to start out with how we see images, which happens on the retina. Image formation on the retina involves refraction of light rays from distant objects by the cornea and the lens, which focus an inverted image on the fovea centralis of the retina. And this is where the vision is sharpest. Okay. For viewing objects that are close up, the lens becomes more spherical. And this is called accommodation. The pupil also constricts to prevent light rays from entering the eye through the periphery of the lens. If light does enter through the periphery, it will cause the image to blur. At maximum accommodation, the minimum distance from the eye which an object can be seen clearly is called the near point of vision. In a young adult, that distance is about 4 inches. As a person ages, the lens loses elasticity and its ability to curve to focus on objects that are close. By age 40, the near point of vision may have to increase to 8 inches. And at age 60, it might be as much as 31 inches. When this happens, even those who have never had vision impairment before will need reading glasses. We also have what is known as binocular vision. This means that our eyeballs are situated in the front of our skull, which allows both of the eyeballs to focus on one object. This gives us depth perception and three-dimensional interpretation of our environment. Without depth perception, we would be constantly bumping into things and wouldn't be very good at catching balls or parking. Now, there are tests an ophthalmologist and optometrist can administer which will accurately measure your depth perception, typically requiring you to wear lenses or images that are placed in front of you, which are made of dots or animals in relation to other dots or drawings. However, I came across this quick test online, which will give you a rough idea of how well your depth perception is. All right, ready? All right, now hold your finger in front of the test circle on the screen. Focus your gaze primarily on the circle, and you should see 2 images of your finger on either side of the circle. If it seems transparent or blurry, that's normal. If you see 2 fingers, it's a sign of strong depth perception. Switch your focus from the dot to your finger. This should result in the 2 images merging into one, while simultaneously the circle becomes 2 pieces. You might have poor depth perception if any of these occurred during the test. Your finger is larger on one side than the other. You see your finger better on one side. You see only one reflection of your finger, not 2. When you close one eye at a time and your finger starts in the center of the circle, but moves far to one side when you open the other eye. Some causes of poor depth perception include strabismus, a condition where both eyes cannot align simultaneously. One or both eye might turn outwards, inwards, downwards, or upwards, also known as being cross-eyed. Amblyopia, pardon me, it's Amblyopia, amblyopia. A condition where one eye cannot focus as well as the other and is often called the lazy eye. Other conditions are blurred vision and eye trauma. Some treatments include physically strengthening the muscles of your eyes while improving your focus. One popular method is called practicing convergence, or the push pencil therapy. Convergence, what that means is that your eyeballs are going to move medially So they are both directed toward an object being viewed, like this. Now I'm focusing on this pen. Notice my eyes are moving medially as I am pushing and pulling this pen towards my face. All right. Now, here comes the neat trick. So, you remember when I said inverted images are focused on the retina, yet we do not perceive these images as inverted? That's because we learn early in life to take the inverted images and coordinate what we see around us to the orientation of those objects. This is what is known as vision memory. This also helps us quickly interpret the objects in order to recall and predict their functions, such as we know a pencil is used for writing, and it contains graphite, which wears down as it is used. Another would be if you have a cat, you already know the texture of its fur without having to touch it every single time you see it. Now, this visual memory is also the driver of visual illusions, as in our perceptions of what we see become purposely distorted. The cool thing is about visual illusions is that to an extent they can be controlled consciously. So, got my pen, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what is known as a paradox illusion. This illusion includes objects that would be impossible to construct because they are not continuous, such as the painting of the impossible staircases. What I'm going to draw for you is an illusion depending on a cognitive misunderstanding that adjacent edges must join. Such illusions occur as a byproduct of perceptual learning. All right. So, what I'm going to draw for you is a trident, which is a three-pronged fork, usually wielded by King Neptune, god of the sea. All right. Now, here we have 1, 2 prongs, 3 prongs. Okay? So, in order to join these prongs to the staff, I have to link them up. So, in order to do that, let me make this just a little bit neater. Here we go. All right. So, I am not a big fan of drawing, but it's times like these where at least I know I can do it if I have to. There we go. Now that, my friends, is what I call a trident. Oh, gotta remember to put the pokey stops on. There we go. Trident. Right? No? Is this freaking you out yet? Yeah, that's what I thought. Here. What if I were to do this? Maybe it might help your brain a little bit better, because we're not used to seeing trident like this, are we? No, we're not, because it looks like everything is kind of moving around, right? Maybe it doesn't even look like there's 3 of them here. Maybe it's just 2. Maybe you're tricking yourself. I don't know. But you saw me draw 3 of them. Well, how about this? Maybe this will help. If perhaps I were to go like that. Is that better? All right. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you learned something.